Well, hello there, it's Elke.
I'm Jen.
And we are here for another episode of the Jen and Elke Show.
Yeah, welcome. And today we're talking about how good designs on Zazzle equal good Zazzle sales.
And on the one hand, it's like, duh. On the other hand, it's like, how the heck can I get those good designs? Because I want to make those sales. You've probably said that to yourself over and over again, because that's the essence, right? We measure ourselves about how good we are running our online Zazzle business by the number of sales that we make, and also the number of dollars that we bring in. So today we wanted to really focus in on what it is that's at the core and essence. Well, first of all, let's work backwards. A sale results because a customer likes something that they see on the Zazzle marketplace, whether they need it or if they just like it, that's going to cause the sale, right? So how are they going to make that sale? Well, they have to see a product. And in order to see the product and get excited about the product itself, they have to see something on that product, the design, that's going to resonate with them, that's going to give them the use that they want, or give them the feeling that they want. Like if it's something that for themselves, if they want like to feel pretty, or if they're doing something with it, like they're going to use it to play golf, or if they're starting a business, or if they're sending out invitations to a baby shower because they're hosting it. Any of those things are the reason that the person is going to purchase. But besides the actual use, it has to also be a good design, because there's tons of things on Zazzle that are all for those uses. So what's the distinguishing factor between you not selling and someone else selling? And it could be because you aren't delivering on the design. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And this fits in so well with our 3 pillars: perceivable, passive, profitable. This is our business framework that we set up to actually first decide that Zazzle was a good platform for us because it meets all of those criteria, but also it's how we run our business. The perceivable means that you have to make it feasible and believable for yourself. And we always try and do that by helping you with our teachings and our coaching, so that you can actually see that it's possible, because without it, maybe you're not able to see that. Then the passive is we want to get these products working for you. So that's where the good design comes in, because you're not sitting there going, ask me what you want and I'll make it for you. You have to deliver on that design first and then allow it to passively sell. And then profitable, obviously we want to get the person to not just like it, but to click on that shopping cart and say, yes, add to cart and place my order. Here's my credit card. So let's talk more about that.
Okay, well, first of all, design. Coming back to design, you want to make sure that, I think a lot of Zazzle designers think that if they don't have what's on the Zazzle homepage, for example, or if their design style doesn't fit with what might be popular or trending, that they won't make sales, which is not the case, right?
Yes.
You definitely have to understand that there are so many sales that are going on behind the scenes that happen, and you could be a part of that whole thing that's going on. You don't have to have the bestseller, or you don't have to be on the Zazzle homepage to actually make sales and make a good design either. There are so many people or customers out there who are willing to buy this type of design that you are willing to offer, as long as you create the proper elements of good design. And we've done a couple blog posts and also spoken about this in terms of the elements of design in some of our challenges and things, but you want to make sure that your design flows properly and that it's obviously eye-pleasing, and also that there are proper templates that you set up and you make sure that everything works properly on the actual Zazzle product itself when you're creating something for it to be customized. Because if you don't have something that works well with the customer and actually doesn't function in terms of the template, then the customer will shy away from it. And it doesn't even matter if it's an amazing design that looks spectacular or is absolutely beautiful. If the templates don't work, or if the design placement actually isn't in the right, like in the in the spaces on the outside of the product for the bleed lines, etc., then your customers actually won't buy it because it's not technically a good design then.
So lots of different factors that are related to the design aspect. It's not just that, you put a beautiful picture of your black lab on. It's that you also have to understand that what the customer is looking for meets up and gets married with the design that you put there. So as Jen already mentioned, there's a whole bunch of things. Is your design placement proper? Is it are the templates working properly for the customization? If the customer can add text or add their own information or photo, is there but initially, and this is where we really want to talk about and focus on today, is they have 3 seconds to see your design as a thumbnail. So they'll come to your products your offers, which is your products, by the fact that you have really great keywords that say what your product offers and what your product does, right? So let's go with baby shower, or let's go with something completely different that's not occasions. We talk about occasions a lot, but there's so much more that you can make money on.
Do martial
Zazzle.
arts.
Yeah. So let's do like a martial arts t-shirt. So you've already got the items that are going to bring the customer to your product, which is good titles and tags, so that when they search martial art t-shirt, yours comes up. That's the first step. Second step is when it comes up, it has to be eye-catching, eye-pleasing, something cool, something unique, and has to look professional the minute they see it, because you have about 3 seconds, because on your phone, or like any other place where you're checking, or if you're a customer, you are going to, if you're the customer, think about this. What do? Do you like just, yeah, ooh, right? So you want to be the ooh, that's your design. Because even if it's not completely perfect, it has to have that ooh factor. And once you have that, then you're locked in. Then the customer doesn't remember all the others. They just scroll through, because now they're engaged in your product. And that happens only because you've put a great design up there that is an ooh. And I'm gonna, I don't know if you can quote that, because you have to stop them in their tracks and you have to get their attention.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Well, first of all, you design with the thumbnail in mind, because if you have a lot of stuff going on and it looks too busy, or it's hard to read, or whatever, even if it's going to be expanded bigger, they are still going to first buy it as an image that's tiny, teeny tiny.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to say, this is going to catch the person's eye. How do you do that? Keep this design relatively simple. Use the color the formula of colors, which I'm trying to say formula, but it's not really formula. The combination of colors.
Like a color palette.
Yeah, the color palette that people would be resonating with, because at that point in time it's trending, or this is what the color scheme is that they actually are looking for. Then the other elements of design, like if that's martial arts, maybe there's a particular saying that's very popular in martial arts, and that will attract more customers and your design will be more relevant if you have that, rather than something that's very different and unique. Like, not saying that you can't make a unique product from that, but you still have to target the market with your design.
Yeah.
Composition, whatever's in the design that actually is drawing the customer to say, yeah, I've always wanted a t-shirt with, I kick high, or something like that.
Or karate chop.
Or something, right? And so that is your job, to bring that element of design in before you post your product.
Yeah.
So do you want to add more into the thumbnail part, or?
Well, just in terms of bringing it back to that, a lot of us like to design very, very intricately, and we like to add a lot of information in there. And with a thumbnail, as you said, you have to visualize it in a tiny, tiny image. And a lot of designers don't realize that that's sort of what the eye-catching factor is. And so when some of Zazzle designers complain that they're not selling as much as they want to, and you look at the design that they're trying to sell, or that they should be selling, it might be very beautiful or intricate in the larger image on the product page, but when you look at it on a thumbnail, it doesn't even really look very distinguishable because it's just got so many elements in it that you can't see what the color scheme is or what kind of writing there is or what the font is, just because it's very tiny. And so just think about it as if like customers are sort of Instagram followers or they're Pinterest followers, and they're scrolling through and they need to have that ooh factor or that eye-popping like thumb stop. We used to say like thumb stopping or double tapping or whatever, like liking type of aspect to it, because you need to have a certain reaction to actually get the customer's attention. It's like playing a little game with them, to saying, hey, look at my product, mine's different, or it sticks out, or I have as you said, the saying that goes along with the type of product or the niche that I'm in. And when they resonate with that, or when they see that, then they'll actually want to click and then open your product to the actual product page, because that's actually the only way, unless you're sending them directly to a link that clicks them to the product page, they're only going to find your product in the marketplace, and they're going to be looking at a tiny thumbnail image. And some of us don't actually, like Zazzle designers, don't remember that sometimes when we're creating that design and creating the product.
Yeah, and if they don't click through, then they can't add to cart.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm all for adding to cart.
Yes.
Because that's the final objective, because that means that I get paid.
Mm-hmm.
So you also have to think of that mentality. It's not, and we, as a designer, Jen and I, initially when we first started on Zazzle, we thought, okay, if they're not buying, it means our designs aren't very good.
Yeah.
It's not actually the case. It may have been in some cases, but not all. And the ones that we figured out that we need to ask ourselves, are they seeing it properly? Are they getting that ooh factor? Their eyes light up, that they, the thumb stopping, double tapping? Thumb
stopping, or I said double tapping because that's when you like something on Instagram, you tap this or whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah.
If you don't get that reaction out of the customer when you're in this sea of sameness, right? Because they search for something, martial art t-shirts, and then they're going to be like row after row of products. What's going to differentiate your product from theirs? Could be a much more exciting composition of how you've placed your artwork or your photography, or in the case of a martial art t-shirt, it might be a particular kind of art logo with dragons and whatnot, or it could be a saying. But if the saying is very small, or if it doesn't resonate with the way you've placed the text, if it's a saying, if they go, well, this is the right saying, but it's not the way I like the t-shirt. So then you're not going to be the one that the customer, your product is not the one that your customer is going to stop on. They're going to keep going past it. And you see how I made that slip? I take every one of my products super personally, and I think you should too. If you're a Zazzle designer and you really want to make super great money on Zazzle, then you've got to take every single product personally, right? Because it was an effort, right? It's not that you put up thousands of products and then you hope for the best because you've done sort of somewhat great designs. The key here is that the idea is, if you're getting really good at your titles and tags and your products are in the right search grouping, then when you're not making sales, it's because of the design. And that's why we're here today, to really hone in on that. You have to let go of some of your artist ego. Maybe it's just not what people want. Maybe they want something different, or they want your design but positioned better, or some more elements added to it. Like we have some artists that we're helping on a one-on-one private coaching basis. And it may not be enough just to add your artwork. You can always do something else with it, give it more function, add more personality, give the customer the opportunity to actually do something with it that they would like to do, which is always a struggling point for artists that don't want to have people steal their copyright. But it could be that your doors open to a lot of sales once you start to assess what it is that you want to do with your artwork and how you want to position it as the design on the products. It may actually be that you're missing a lot of opportunities because you're not designing it specifically for how the customer would like to purchase it.
Yeah.
Okay. So anything else you want to add?
Well, we always talk about templates, but make sure you go back into your design. And what we like to do too is after we've created our products and we've created our templates, go to the view version of the product, and then actually click on the customize button and fill in your own information as if you were a potential customer, and add your images or change your name so that you can see what it looks like when somebody else adds different information in besides your template information, and then also to see if all of your templates are there or working properly. Sometimes what I like to do also is make sure that if you have a front and a back product where you have something on the front and something on the back, if you've copied and pasted your templates and by accident changed the wording, or you're not actually trying to use one template as two, then make sure that that's also something that you watch out for, because I've by accident copied and pasted templates before and it doesn't actually turn out so well. So you want to make sure that your product works well and that it looks proper and all the templates are good. And then also all of your design elements. As you said, you want to make sure that your customer, a potential customer, stops on your product and has got that ooh factor. And it doesn't actually matter if
Ooh.
ooh. It doesn't matter what niche you're in, what type of design skills you have. It's all about figuring out what works for you as a Zazzle designer within the niche, and then also making sure, as you said, that you're creating proper products that are, within your range of what you're supposed to be doing, right? Because if you create a martial arts t-shirt, but it's using words or verbiage or colors or something that has nothing to do with martial arts, then obviously you're not going to probably sell as much as you wish you were selling. But if you're doing your research properly and you've got everything set up properly, then you have all the potential in the world to make more sales and to make good sales.
Okay, so let's recap. You can't make a sale if it's not a good design, because otherwise, and you have to have the customer go, ooh, and click on it so that they can get closer and closer to putting it in their cart and checking out and buying it. So that's the strategy. So how do we get that ooh? And then how do we make sure that when they add it to cart, or they have to customize it before they add it to cart, they don't get frustrated and do what's called cart abandonment. So Jennifer's been talking a lot about the cart abandonment part, because if you don't set up everything properly for them to fill out their own information, then obviously they're going to leave before they buy. But I'm talking about even just getting them in the door, getting them into your realm, into your Zazzle realm. And once you do that, make sure you keep them there and make sure you get them all the way to the end, which is what Jennifer's talking about in terms of cart abandonment. So really great wow factor. Make sure you deliver once they start to stop and look at your product, and make sure that you have everything set up properly on the technical side to make sure that the customer doesn't have any issues in purchasing and filling out the information beforehand that customizes it so that they can then add it to their cart.
Yeah. So thank you so much for watching the Elke and Jen Clarke show, or the Jen and Elke Clarke show.
I think it's the Elke and Jen show.
And we will see you next time. Bye. Thanks for watching this week's episode of the Jen and Elke Clarke show.
What we believe to be true is that if you build your online Zazzle business using the 3 pillars, perceivable, passive, profitable, then you can create a business that gives you your dream life.
To learn more about how we can work together, visit elkeclarke.com.